Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel and the rebuild of our unfinished Sealine SC35. In the last episode we hit a huge milestone, permanently fitting our new sliding roof mechanism. With that now in place, we're finally ready to fit the soft roof and start sealing things up. But before we get into that, there's a bit of prep work to tackle first. We've got some rotten core that needs removing and a bulkhead that needs glassing in. Once that's done, we can move on to the exciting part, test fitting our new soft roof. Plenty to do, so let's get stuck in. So I'm just looking at this wardrobe and I think it'd be nice now. We've got all this bandaging done down onto the bulkhead here and onto the hull. What I'd like to do now is just get this glassing finished off. So I think what we need to do in preparation is get all of the underside of here cleaned up, because this has got damp balsa in there. So we'll get that all cleaned up, give it a sand and get that all prepped, ready for recoring with some foam. And I'm also going to clear off this little bit of balsa here as well, and again get that all cleaned up. Okay, so our foam is in and we are now ready to go. So cut that to shape. Also just put a wire disc on the drill and just cleaned out the back here. So that's all good. And we're poking through that way and we're coming this side of the bulkhead as well. So what we'll do now is we'll just get some bonding paste and we'll bond that into place. A bit cold outside today, so we've got the heater running. We've set up the diesel heater in the engine room previously, and now we've got our thermostat. This is really nice. It's -2 outside today, so we've got our little thermostat on here. Nice bit of warm air coming in, and that just makes it bearable in here, because to be honest with you, when we arrived this morning it was absolutely freezing and just not a nice place to be. Richard has put a piece of timber in here. That's just a little sort of gap filler that we needed to put in. It's not really doing a lot, but it just sort of tidies it up. This is all now set into place as well, and that's all gone off, and that all looks great and is absolutely solid. So yeah, we'll get the bonding paste mixed up and we'll get this piece of foam bonded into place, and then we can glass all around there. So we're using Gravicol this time, so polyester based bonding paste. Last time we used the boofer, but it wasn't that easy to use, to be honest with you, and quite expensive. This was £35 for 5 kilos. Is that a bit easier going?
Yeah, that's like...
Yeah, buttery.
Butter.
Yeah.
Like butter, sir.
Whereas the other one, you needed to be Popeye, didn't you, to mix it?
Even in the height of summer, it was a nightmare to mix.
Hopefully this will be a little bit easier. Okay guys, so this morning we're working on our fabric roof. So a friend of ours, Rob, has made this really lovely fabric roof. This is the first fit, so we've got just some adjustments to make, and in fact what we do need to do is fit some poppers on the edge of the canvas roof just to hold the sides down, which is why we can just see a little bit of light there. But yeah, it's lovely roof this. We've got Velcro here just holding that onto the bars. I think we may be putting some Velcro under here as well, so we can have an underlining as well. But yeah, it looks really smart. So what we're going to do is take this all off, because this was just a test fit. We need to take our bars off, and we need to fit some plastic end caps in here so that we can then put the poppers on the canvas roof and then also on the end of the bars, and that will pull that all tight and also stop any water coming in. So you can see from the top here that roof looks really nice, but what we need to do is we need to be able to stretch this fabric over the side here, and you can see actually, look, we've just got a little bit of water just collected there, look, and that is just because this needs pulling tight. In fact, if I pull that tight, you can see the water starting to work its way down. And I think if we have a popper stud on both sides attaching this down onto the rail, that will pull that nice and tight, and then hopefully we won't get this pulling here. Okay, so we have prepped these plastic end pieces, so all cleaned up, tapped in a screw there, and then that's holding that press stud. And then you'll notice on the back side here we've got this smaller square, and that's basically for locating in the end of our square section aluminium bar there. So that just slides, do this with one hand, slides neatly in there like that. And then we've got these long stainless steel bolts, which are, I think these are Allen heads, aren't they? Yeah, Allen key heads, with a little locking nut there, and that will go through this hole here, and that will fasten through and hold that in position. Now we have got to make a slight change, because this hole here, which was our original position to go through, actually intersects with this screw here, and we had to have that screw here to get the canvas down to where we needed it in the track. So what we're going to have to do is drill another hole just here, and then we'll be able to send those locating bolts through there. And for that, Richard has created these little jigs. So what we'll do is pop these jigs through, that just locates on the side there, and we'll be able to drill a new hole through the side there. I've got my van stuck, folks, so this is not coming out. This front wheel is dug right in field, far boggier than I realised. Some areas are dry and some areas are absolutely sodden, so Rich is just getting his tractor out. I'm just going to see if we can pull this baby out. Bars are now ready to go back on, so we've fitted the obviously this plastic section here. We've put a little bit of sealant across the top there just in case any condensation or water comes down there, and then we've left it open. It's open at the bottom, so if for any reason this got condensation in this square section, it will just drop out the bottom. These are then bolted through with these stainless steel bolts with little locking nuts on the other side, so that is now nice and secure and ready to go back on. These press studs, this is a QNAT system, so the head here that snaps onto it, I haven't got any to hand actually, but the it's with the guy that's making the top for us, but basically it tucks underneath this little hook here and then snaps down, and that just means if you get any pulling force that way, basically just pulling against that little hook there, so won't, hopefully if you get any wind or anything underneath it, won't pop the actual popper off. It'll just pull against that, so we're hoping that's going to be a good solution. This top piece here will be the little pop-on will be it's dark grey to match the top that we've got, the fabric top, so hopefully that should look, when it's done, really nice. But we're really happy with the way that's turned out. Doesn't look too much like it's homegrown. You wouldn't believe it's been knocked up in a shed, so I think we're pretty happy with the way that's turned out in the end. And credit to Richard, because he's done all the 3D printing and all the design and everything on these and made a really good job. So what we'll do now is we'll get this back on the boat, bolt it into place, and we'll get the fabric cover back on. Okay, this morning we are now ready to fit our windows. So Rich is just cleaning up this rail across here on the outside. We've just tightened in these screws here, so that's all now set. Just double checked everything, fitted these bolts here as well, so we've got a bolt here holding everything. So we're just going to give this all a nice clean now, acetone wipe it, and then what we'll do is we'll get the glass laid into place, use some packers, get it set right so we're completely happy with it. And then we will be using the sealant, window sealant or window adhesive, and get these bonded into place. Never done this before, so This is going to be a voyage of discovery. So we've got both pieces of glass back in, and then we've just used these packers here just to sort of level it all up and hold it all in place with some hot glue as well on these packers, just so that the bottom of this glass doesn't slide out. Just a bit of masking tape just holding the tops. So that's just all set now, and that looks absolutely perfect. Also got this gap along here is nice and consistent with our ceramic band, so that all looks pretty good. Everything lining through nicely. So what we'll do now is we'll remove probably the back first. I think we're going to glue the front in first, bond that in, and then we'll get the back piece bonded in as well. So we're using the Better Seal. Is it Better Seal?
Better Seal.
So we've got the Better Seal here, sausage. Richard's latest purchase with an electric Makita applicator, but that should make life a lot easier for us. And then we've got a triangle cut out of the nozzle here, so that will give us a nice tall bead. And then we've got the Better Clean, which we'll use to clean the surfaces, and the Better Prime, which goes on the glass and also on the stainless steel, I believe. I have to let that just set up for a couple of seconds or minutes, and then you put the sealant on. At least you've got a nice steady hand.
This is the section that engages with the tool.
Yeah.
So we don't need any extra tooling because that's exactly the same as a normal dot fitting.
Got you.
So this outer rim that creates the tension is just an extra. So we just use the standard fitting equipment, and it all works. It appears to be. This is the second boat I've used them on, and they are absolutely excellent. Just allow you to put the tension on without stretching your fingers, because it just clips over there.
Yeah.
Then all the tension is in your thumb and down, so there's no pulling with your fingers and hurting yourself when you're getting the tension.
No, and that's pulled that lovely and tight, hasn't it? That's really nice.
Under there.
Okay, that's going to be a wrap for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. We'll see you on the next one.